Hello there, and welcome to the world of Apocalypse Now. I'm Professor Redwood, but everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. Well, that's enough about me. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Are you a boy? Or a girl? Or non-binary? Or gender fluid?
Could I be something old, something new, something borrowed, and something black?
I suppose?
Hell yeah.
Good news, everyone! I finally made it out of Unova and got in touch with my contact. As it turns out, I shouldn't have been worried that she had been intercepted by the authorities. I should have been worried that she was intercepted by her heart and other various organs. The bloody woman's been on a whirlwind romance with a new beau half her age. I would have been upset, except as soon as we finally met up, she asked me to be her maid of honor. Any excuse I can take to get dressed up all fancy and show off, and I am happy to be there. Even better, her honeymoon, as it turns out, involved doing a helo jump over the region of Las Vegas. So now I am well on my way to meet up with my officer friend, as she does in fact live here in Las Vegas. More importantly, however, in our last episode, our heroes went toe-to-toe with a mutant half-Porygon, half-human hybrid. The battle was fearsome, but in the end, they came out victorious, if not unscathed. Chomper lost all the fingers on one hand, but fortunately he seems to have the ability to grow them back. Or at least I dearly hope so, based on the reactions he and his other team members had to the loss of his fingers. After the battle, unable to find any of the supplies they were looking for in the upper reaches of the factory, the group went further into the structure. There, we got our first taste of Pokemon battles in this new world. They're harsher, meaner, and often to the death. Fortunately, Lux managed to win the battle without anyone taking too much damage. Unfortunately, afterwards, her anger at being forced into such a battle caused her to assault the scientist who had put her in that position, and he shot her in the leg. We will be picking up right where we left off with the team searching for a way out of the factory. I'm extremely curious to see how our heroes escape, but even more curious to see more of this world. For now, however, let us go forward into the next batch of recordings and see if there aren't any answers that we might be able to find in this episode 5 of Apocalypse Now.
So you guys have just defeated and killed the leader of the unknown team that was ransacking this Pokeball factory and taken their loot for your own. However, the stairs back up to the surface level, which you were depending on for your own escape, got somewhat collapsed during the fight, and so you need to find your own way out. What do?
Lux is going to do something that she should have done last episode, which is go to the scientist guy and get the Pokeballs off his person. Partly because they could be reused once we get the dead Pokemon out of them, but mostly because she wants to give them a proper burial.
Azrael's going to do a corner-to-corner sweep of the room, trying to find any signs of another way out, whether it be up or down.
You're like maybe 3 floors up from what was formerly the ground floor, so there are definitely ways up and down. The windows on this floor, however, just show dirt on the other side. You know, those windows that haven't broken in and spilled sand across the floor.
So given where we came from, I would say and what we know about the building, our best choice is to try and find a way up.
So can we see about climbing up through the machinery the same way that we came down? Or would that not get us all the way up?
So that would not get you all the way up. You remember the top few floors were admin and other just cubicle parks, so the machinery itself would not extend that far up.
Then we might as well take the stairs up to the floor where we fought the Pori man.
Roll me hunt or read. Anyone?
That is a 5.
Okay.
That's a 3 for Azrael. That's a 4.
As you guys are climbing the stairs, just to get back up to the level where the stairs were destroyed, one of you stumbles and puts your hand through one of the broken-in windows, and something bites your hand. You don't take any harm or anything. I'll say this happens to Lux, because Chomper's hands have been having a rough day. Yeah, something bites your hand.
Arceus, fucking... Oh, shit. What the fuck just bit me?
Wait, is the thing still attached to her hand, or did it just bite and leave?
No, you just felt it bite, and then you saw, for just a moment, sort of dark, grayish, brownish tail slithering into the sand.
Oh, that could be so many things. She's going to investigate her hands to see if she can match the bite profile to anything she knows.
So the bite is like sort of a long, rounded rectangle, but the tooth marks themselves are extremely sharp and almost lacerated a little.
Well, Chomper, good news. I may have found you a Salandit. Maybe.
Ooh, sweet, but what about your hand? Do you want me to kiss and make it feel better? Well, then again, a little dribble of saliva comes out of Chomper's mouth and sort of drips down to the floor.
We hear a slight hissing and see wisps of steam rising up from where the dribbles touch the concrete.
Well, if I ever decide I don't actually want to keep the hand, I'll do that. It's not a big deal anyway. This was just a warning bite. If it wanted to do more, it could have. But if it is a Salandit, it would fit in very well with you. It's a poison type, remember?
If we can give it chase, maybe go ahead and do that.
I mean, I was gonna suggest on our way home that we could definitely try and see what we could find for you guys out here.
I mean, whatever we can catch as soon as possible will help us get home.
I'm not sure how much trouble I want to go looking for. Chomper's hand's a little messed up, and my body is not doing so great.
If it looks like too much trouble, we can always walk away. But if it's a possibility, we should at least check it out.
We'll keep our eyes peeled.
Can I look into the opening that Lux's Fist made to see if I can see anything? Not stick my head in, just like angle to the side.
Yeah, the sand has slid down to cover this hole that was left. You get the impression that whatever this thing that bit you is very adept at tunneling through the sand.
Huh. Well, Salandits are burrowers, but they usually prefer volcanic sand. This might not be a Salandit after all.
Kinda want this little guy.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna have to go up and see if we can't catch it upstairs. This hole's closed up. It's not like we can follow it through there.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's get a move on then.
Upward we go.
Okay, you climb the stairs. You keep going all the way until you get to the collapse part?
Yeah. We can see about making our way up from there, I think.
Yeah, the highest floor we can get to.
Do you keep going after you get to the collapse part?
How would we? Are we in a different staircase?
No, I mean you can keep walking up the stairs and fall a story downwards. Like, I'm just not sure what exactly the plan is here.
We're just trying to get to the highest floor we can.
Yeah, we're not Looney Tunes. It's just that floor is as good a place as any to see if we can find a way up.
Okay, yeah, you're at the highest floor you can easily reach.
My thinking is we start breaking windows and let the sand in.
You did it. You broke David. This is an achievement.
Okay, Azrael, I'm just going to ask, where would the sand go?
Depends on how deep we are. If we break a high enough window, the sand will rush in, and yes, it'll start filling the room, but eventually, we should have an opening. Unless you see another way up.
I mean, let's keep that as plan B.
It's not water. It's not like you're not just gonna drown in it, and we're not in a grain silo. It's not.
Finnegan has fire abilities, right?
Okay, I want to know where you're going with this.
I mean, fire plus sand equals glass, right?
Yes?
I mean, as the sand rushes in, maybe Finnegan could burn it up and I don't know, make glass? That'd be easier to walk on.
A few things wrong with that.
Just a few.
1. That's a lot of sand. 2. The byproduct of making glass is a toxic gas. 3. Even if Fennekin could do that, we would wind up walking out through, what, a tunnel of glass razor blades?
Well, you know what, Lux? You're the only one here that hasn't actually posited a solution except stacking boxes, so...
I understand that, but I'm trying very hard to think of a reason not to do this.
Vlad, you have to posit a stupid solution now in order to keep with the rule of 3.
He's not wrong.
You know what? Fine. Fennekin's basically a psychic flamethrower. We point her at the ceiling, we start firing until we make a hole, then we climb out.
I mean, I like my idea, but I guess Lux's is the best.
How bad is the rubble in the stairwell? Like, how bad is it?
It's pretty bad. Like, this entire building is not in amazing shape.
Wait, there might actually be a simpler solution to all this.
Yes.
In the first episode, you said we had rope. We can just throw a rope up through the hole on the second floor. As long as it catches on something, we can climb up.
Vlad, roll hack real quick.
Okay, I have no pips in that because I'm a Pokemon trainer and why would I need hack? I've never even thought about using it before.
But apparently, I'm amazing!
Is that a 6?
It's a 6.
With disadvantage?
Oh, fuck me. Why?
That was an evil cackle.
I mean, I'm good at those imp cackles.
Indeed you are. Well, it's a 1.
Okay, you fall against the window you put your hand through earlier and start shoveling sand into your mouth.
That's genius, Lux. We could just eat the sand as it comes in.
No, that's not the plan. We're gonna lure in the Salandit and it's going to dig our way out.
Oh, fuck me. That's literally what that rule was to figure out. Whatever bit you almost certainly knows the move dig. And one of the things you can use the move dig for is getting out of dungeons and buildings.
Instantly, no matter what floor you're on.
Alright, let's see what we can do. Azrael, I assume you don't have a objection if Chomper takes this one?
I don't. Chomper seemed ready and willing to be this Pokemon's trainer.
I am down to clown.
Alright, let's see what we can do.
Azrael will actually just find like a perch. If there's like a filing cabinet, I'm just going to sit on top of it and wait and watch.
Just sort of let the stupidity happen before you.
Okay, so the first thing that Lux is going to do is go get a pipe or something, anything long and pointy basically, and she's going to take that and start tapping on the sand to see if the vibrations will lure it out. That's one of the ways to catch Pokemon. Make some noise and rustle through grass or sand or whatever and get the Pokemon to come to you.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me. I feel like that's a hunt or maybe a finesse.
Before you roll, how many pips do you have in finesse?
Uno.
Can I assist with this? I'll go ahead and pay the stress.
If you're taking the lead, then you should be the one actually doing the thing.
Actually, Chomper, if you're gonna be the one to train this Pokemon, you should probably be the one to do this. She offers Chomper the pipe.
Alright, Chomper will accept the pipe, well, with this hand, and he'll sort of swat at the sand a bit and...
Whoa, wait. Have you ever caught a Pokemon before?
Nope.
Okay, then there are a couple of things that you're gonna need before you start. First, and Lux is going to take Fennekin off her shoulder and put her down. Okay, girl, you know Chomper. He's gonna be calling the shots for this next little bit. I'm loaning you out to him so that he has a Pokemon to use in this battle. Unless he wants to fight the thing on his own. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Chomper, you would probably have advantage in a fight against this thing.
Oh, would I?
Yeah? I mean, as near as I can figure, you're part water type. If this thing's a Salandit, it's a fire type.
Oh, well, think of it this way. Do you want to fight the salamander fire creature yourself?
I mean, if it'll earn its respect faster, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, what the hell, I'll do it.
Okay. So, I guess Lux can pay Strain to assist Chomper somehow.
Yeah, giving him Fennekin would actually be sufficient.
Yeah, cool. I'll just let Chomper go ahead and use Fennekin as a secondary in case he needs her. Okay, Chomper, one last bit of advice, and this is going to be a weird one.
Yeah.
While you're fighting it, check to see if it's a girl,
Okay.
because a girl will be able to evolve.
Oh, okay. I'll sneak a peek at its privates. In the heat of battle, I'll just be a peeping Tom. Sure. That sounds great. Anyway, to glory, and Chopper will resume swatting the sand with the metal pipe.
Okay, roll finesse, I guess.
I don't have any pips in that, but I do in hunt, so...
Okay, yeah, hunt works too.
Okay, and were you assisting with that, Vlad?
Yeah, and I'm taking +1 stress for it.
Alrighty, so I roll 3 die, and that is a 4.
Okay. You bang on the sand until it starts shifting. You see the little hands with the scaly skin of a sand shrew pushing through this sandbank. It digs itself out a little more and puts out and sticks out the prolonged snout of a sandile, albeit covered in the same scaly skin as a sand shrew. And then it digs itself out a little more, and you see a fin on its back, a large triangle-shaped fin. This, again, unholy abomination is standing before you, eyeing you warily, with its dark, beady black eyes.
Oh, you weren't what I was expecting, but you look pretty cool nonetheless. And I guess cue the battle music. It's...
Okay, that's all you can sing before we get sued.
Chomper, you're definitely going to have a better chance against it than Fennekin. This is a ground type.
Oh, okay. If the turn order starts with me, I'll go ahead and give it a scary face, and I guess...
Yeah, we're only doing the simulated Pokemon thing for actual trainer battles. For this, we're just doing regular Blitz in the Dark rules.
I really want to just have one of those SpongeBob SquarePants close-ups on Chomper's face in order to illustrate scary face.
Okay, yeah, I dig it.
Chopper is perhaps unconsciously going to use scary face, and as he does so, we get one of those disgusting SpongeBob SquarePants close-ups on him that are way too detailed. You just have this nightmarish visage that this Pokemon sees, and it's just sort of grinning at him. Chopper thinks it's a friendly grin, but it's more what your sleep paralysis demon looks like.
That sounds like a boss.
Alright, let's do it like a boss, and that's a 2.
Okay, yeah, this thing is unimpressed, and it scuttles forward and takes a big old chomp out of your ankle.
Ah, shit!
Yeah, you suffer harm. This is just a moderate harm, so level 2, and it's bitten.
Alright, level 2 ankle bite.
Okay, what do now?
Chopper doing that cartoon jumping up and down, holding his ankle, is eventually going to get over the pain and just sort of leer menacingly at this thing. Oh, you got spunk, kid. I like that. And he is going to use Brick Break.
Oh, I do not like the word leer and the word spunk in that close proximity, but go on.
I hate you both. My brain was innocent for like 2 seconds and I didn't get it, and now I do, and now I hate you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Chopper was a little creepier than usual there. But yeah, Chopper's going to use Brick Break.
He's actually better off using Bite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Chopper will go ahead and just sort of nom on this thing's arm.
Okay, go ahead and roll me raid.
That's a 6.
Okay, you take a little nibble out of this boy. Just give as good as you get. He's looking like he just got a bite taken out of him.
You taste like shit. Still, what goes around, you little bastard. And Chopper will release his mouth lock on the thing and
I think you could try one of the Pokeballs now.
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Asriel chimes in and says, hey, you know we needed to be able to help us get out of here, right?
I think I taught it a lesson. I'll go ahead and toss one of the balls then.
Normal, great, or ultra?
Normal is only the first one, so...
Alright, then roll hunt.
Alright, that's a 3.
Yeah, it breaks out after the first wiggle.
I assume it's the thing's turn now.
Yeah, it is going to try to make a break for the sand.
Do I have time enough to try again catching it again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and toss another regular Pokeball at it.
Okay, roll hunt again.
That's a 5.
Okay, yeah, great. So it catches.
No, that's the wrong franchise.
So Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, I'm also down to 8 regular Pokeballs now. But I caught the boy. The boy's been caught.
Now dig me a hole, damn it.
And now you need to name it.
I do.
I mean, he called it little bastard.
I did, but
Baby shark, do.
I'm thinking Richter.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, like that. Anyway, what do?
Well, now that we have the little dude, I'm going to toss out the ball I just caught him in and say, Richter, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Yep, he pops out and glares at you, but does not try to nom any of your parts.
Oh, you're so cute now that you're not trying to eat me. Anyway, kid, go ahead, use dig, get us out of here. Give us a tunnel. Chop, chop.
Turns out he doesn't know dig.
Oh, that'd be so awful.
It was the wrong one.
It looks at you, glares some more, and then it turns around and there is a massive spray of sand as it starts digging through the window. Miraculously, this fairly small thing produces a hole that is not only big enough for you guys to walk through, it's also apparently stable, despite this being extremely soft, shifting sand. Don't ask me how, it's Pokemon. Abomination used dig.
Hey. His name's Richter.
Richter used dig.
Don't talk about Chomper's sweet baby that way.
I'm just going to have him, strapped in one of those little front body.
A baby Bjorn?
I'm just going to sort of parade him all around Dale Mize Ridge and say, yeah, this is my baby. Hey, he's cool. Maybe put some sunglasses on him. Alright, so I guess we are crawling our butts out of here, unless there's anything else that needs to be done.
Nope. Azrael hops down from the filing cabinet and says, well, that's convenient. Heads out the tunnel.
As we walk out, Lux claps Chomper on the shoulder. Good job. Your very first Pokemon.
I know, this is so cool.
So you guys go through this tunnel for a little bit longer until eventually it lets out into what seems to be an old subway track or something along those lines.
I guess we pop out of the tunnel. Well, that went well. We have a route now of some kind that leads somewhere. Well, Richter, I think you've earned the right to, hang outside of the ball, if that's what you'd like.
I think he's leading us back to his nest so they can eat us. Alright, so there are 2 directions to go at the tunnel, obviously. Are there obvious signs of a way up to the surface in either direction?
No.
Alright, follow the freaking Pokemon that lives in the ground. That's my go.
Alright, kid, I trust you enough for this. But lead the way.
Richter leads you down the tunnel, down some tracks, until eventually he gets to a station, and you guys effortlessly hop the turnstiles, I assume, as after you navigate your way through the rusted out hulk of the train that's at the station, and find yourself in what looks like some kind of natural history museum or something of those lights. Richter is leading you through the foyer of the museum when something catches your eye. It is a display, remarkably well preserved, with a spherical stone underneath a glass case. It is rainbow and has what looks like a bit of a spiral helix etched onto its face.
Yeah, guys, I'm grabbing that.
And Lux will walk over to it. It's under glass.
Yep.
I don't suppose the glass is able to be lifted.
Nah.
All right, Fennekin, come here.
How does this museum look? Does it look like there's been any foot traffic through here recently, or is everything covered in dust?
No, everything's covered in dust. You don't know for sure that no one's been in here since the apocalypse, but it looks plausible that they haven't been.
All right, Fennekin, let's go with a psi beam. I'd rather not take a chance on anything inside being damaged with a fire move.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and I'm rolling on Fennekin's attributes, and she does have a pip in that, and that is a 5.
Alright, this rock is now sitting in the middle of a pile of broken glass. And an alarm goes off. Probably no one cares.
This cannot possibly be the first time that we've broken into a pre-apocalypse place and an alarm goes off. I don't think any of us even notice.
Yeah, clearly.
And before I actually touch the thing, Lux is actually going to read the plaque, assuming that there is one.
It says, Keystone, used in Mega Evolution, donated by the Unova Advanced Defense Research Agency.
Lux's eyes go wide as she picks it up. Arceus, fuck.
Well, what's the deal?
This is a potentially very powerful weapon. If we can find the right materials to make it work.
What kind of materials? It's, what is this, a nuke?
No, it's a Pokemon thing. This is a keystone. It works with a Megastone. Basically, the trainer holds the keystone, a Pokemon holds its Megastone, and if it's the right kind of Pokemon and the right kind of Megastone, it can Mega Evolve past its ultimate level. It basically turns it into a whole new super-powered Pokemon.
That sounds pretty dope.
Yeah.
Better make room for this stone then in the pack.
Yeah, Lux is going to put it into her pack very carefully.
Richter is waiting for you at the foot of a set of stairs.
I really feel like he's leading us somewhere.
Yeah, but if you guys want to do other stuff around here, then by all means.
What else do we got? While all this was happening, Azrael was actually just wandering around.
Yeah, so there are some displays. You know what? As a fun crossover, I want each of you to name a artifact from one of your characters from Primeval that is on display in here.
So there's a Wakizashi.
A set of 3 kunai sitting in a display case with a plaque reading, "Kunai used by Toadsnot operatives," and insert years here.
Oh, well, I want a plaque too, except mine says wielded by the goodest boy.
In one corner, there is a helmet with these kind of dragon wings on the side that flare away from it. It's dented and battered and cut out of like the center from basically what would be the temple to the lower chin. There's like a slice cut out of it, and it says, "Helmet worn by Charlotte Fiduciel during her days in Kanto, on loan from the University of Saint Miret."
Well, they never got that back, did they? So if Azrael finds that Wakizashi, consider that case broken open. So Azrael comes upon that. There's already an alarm going off, so he just pulls out his sword and smashes the case and takes the Wakizashi.
Okay, great. Do you guys keep looking around?
Lux looks over at Azrael. Can you dual wield?
Swords akimbo.
Well, fuck.
I've never tried. Seems like it might be time to.
If there was ever a time, this is it. Yeah, we'll keep looking around. If there is a keystone, do they have any megastones on display?
None that you can see. So the next hall over, it's like a paleontology type of thing, and it has a bunch of fossilized Pokemon and Pokemon bones and reconstructions of what, I guess there wouldn't be reconstructions of what old Pokemon look like, because you can just clone them in Pokemon. And then, how about each of you give me another display that they have? And then someone give me a fortune roll.
I think Chomper's coming up on a sort of a preserved cave painting depicting a bunch of little humanoid stick figures sort of crowded around or perhaps fleeing from a gigantic serpent. And on the plaque it reads, "Prehistoric depiction of the Galarian darkest day."
I think Azrael would have stumbled across a creepy, like, Days of Tomorrow Disneyland animatronic room showing, like, the advancement in technology of Pokeballs and stuff like that, and just be creeped out by the broken down, half-face missing things.
Very good. Give me a fortune roll for that.
5.
So, right at the end of this display, you see a panel that is describing recent advancement in Pokemon battling abilities, including Mega Evolution, with a reference to the Keystone out in the display hall, accessing a mysterious form of energy called a Z-Power, the strange Galar particles, even rumors of some legendary Pokemon being able to revert to more powerful primal forms. This seems to be building up to something in particular, but this wing of the hall gives way to rubble and stone that had fallen and destroyed what was left of the display.
Near that, there is a display holding what are referred to as selection of battle items used in Pokemon trainer duels. This would have a piece of charcoal, a bottle of mystic water, a miracle seed, something that is called leftovers.
There's an apple core inexplicably named leftovers and a bunch of other stuff. But do you just look at this and say, huh, that's cool, or do you do more robbery?
Oh, I'm definitely robbing this place of everything that we come across. This is what we do. We're our entire tribe's purpose. We're like reclaimers.
Okay, great. Everyone roll me scrounge, unless you want to try to make the case for something else.
Chomper got a 6.
Ha! Double 6s.
Sorry, a whopping 2.
You guys get as many extra supplies as you just rolled. Lux gets 6, Chomper gets 6, and Azrael gets 2. And this is, of course, in addition to the sword that Azrael stole and the keystone. And Richter has gotten bored waiting for you guys and is currently trying to eat a stone column in the Pokemon Roman display.
Chomper, you might want to, I don't know, talk to him about his diet?
Oh, yeah, let me get to that. Walk up to Richter. Hey buddy, does it actually taste good?
Roll a d6 for me.
That's a 5?
It doesn't look particularly appetizing. I mean, it is marble. You've never tried eating marble, so, you know, you can't say for sure, but you can't really see the appeal just looking at it.
You know what? Tell you what, when we get home back to Delmai's Ridge, I think you'll love it there. It's a pretty dope place. There's this sort of strain of mushrooms I've been eating. It's pretty good. It works well with seasoning, too, on regular meals, so I'll introduce you to that when we get home.
You've had your own Pokemon for what, like 1 hour, and you're already offering it drugs. So, do you guys follow Richter?
Yeah, if we've stolen everything that can be stolen, yes.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say you have looted this place to the ground, so to speak. And Richter leads you up one of the towers of this structure and to an emergency access, which, of course, as soon as you open it, spills sand everywhere. But Richter starts burrowing in a little switchback, and very quickly you guys find yourselves climbing back onto the surface.
Time of day?
So you guys arrived probably first thing in the morning, so it's probably getting on towards evening now.
Lux looks over at both Chomper's hand and his new friend.
Yeah, you know what? I think this has been a very fruitful expedition.
About as good as any of our expeditions go. Do we have any idea where we are? like, geographically?
Not really. So you guys know that you're in the dunes, and just generally speaking, the rule for navigating the dunes is walk northeastish and you'll hit the road eventually.
Before we go, guys, there's something I need to do. Lux is going to take out the Pokeballs that she got from the scientist guy and activate them so that the Pokemon inside them are released. One by one, she is going to dig each of them a little grave and cover them up.
Better bury them real deep or a windstorm is gonna come through.
Nah, something will come by and eat the remains before too long. It's more about paying respect than anything else. That scientist may have been the one who threw them out and forced them to fight to the death, but one way or another, I was the one who put them in the ground. And I have to own that.
Cut to the Voltorb with the magnets stuck to the door as the sun sets, starting to shiver in the cold.
So we just left that one there and he's shivering. Yeah, okay.
Well, actually, I did plan on getting that one on our way out, but considering where we are and that we don't know where we were, it seems unlikely.
No, now we're just walking with the suns on our what's left of the sun.
Yeah, no, I think you guys are actually, reasonably close. Tell you what, if you go back for it, then that means you'll be walking back at night, and so you're going to need to make your trek roll at reduced effect.
So, Azrael, how do you feel about electric types?
To be honest, I hadn't really thought about what type of Pokemon I wanted to have. I'm not against the idea.
How do you feel about leaving that Voltorb back there on its own?
I feel like this is a trap.
Let me put it to you this way. As it's a miracle those things have survived at all, even before the apocalypse. Their entire existence is based on exploding.
The sun's going down.
Unless you got a real hankering for a Pokemon and you really want it to be an electric type, possibly one that blows up, I think we go forward.
The sun's going down. We've succeeded in what we set out to do. I think it's best we get out of here and get somewhere safe.
Yeah, I'm not pushing this one.
I don't want to go back to the building that we just got out of.
Cut to the Voltorb / Magnemite straining, desperately trying to pull itself free of the door, but it always just snaps back, and then it looks down at the ground, sad. As the sands start blowing back into this building.
I think you're kidding yourself about how long this thing's gonna last.
I imagined it was just going to blow itself up to blow the door away.
Eventually, yes. Like I said, a post-apocalypse or not, it's a miracle that there are any Voltorb or Electrode left. Anywhere.
No rhyme or reason.
So you guys start heading back to camp, and as the sun sets, you hear a distant boom, and you can see a brief red light on the horizon. Go ahead and roll me trek.
Are we heading straight back home, or are we going by Team Yell's place?
I'd rather head by Team Yell's place.
Okay, you want to stop over there for the night?
I think we agreed to share some of the spoils with them anyhow.
And it's way less weird for Azrael to relieve stress in a village that his mom doesn't live in.
Right, the Angel of Death is a mama's boy.
Alright, yeah, you get there a good 15 minutes before sundown and totally could have gone back, but didn't, like monsters.
Yeah, well, our luck, we would have gotten there right as he exploded.
Yeah, so you guys make it back without too much trouble. What do?
Chopper's gonna, upon getting back to Team Yell's place, is going to approach Jeffrediah, and he's gonna hand over 2 of the supplies that he just found. Here, Jeff, this is for the tip. You know, thanks for hosting us last night.
Oh, wow, thank you kindly. You were great guests, and of course you're welcome back here at any time. Oh, by the way, we sent a couple of couple of the lads out to have a look at your Grumpig situation there, so hopefully they'll be reporting back before you guys set off in the morning, unless, of course, you were wanting to head it back home now, which I completely understand, but like I said, you're welcome here anytime, so...
We were actually hoping to bed down here as long as you don't mind. And I wanted to give you this as well. And Lux is going to hand over one of the supplies that she found, as well as 2 of the Pokeballs that she took off the scientist. I know you already got a supply, but outfitting the young ones is always difficult. Make sure that this gets into the hands of one of them, will you?
Now, that is a truer word has never been said. I thank you so much for this, Lux. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Is there any chance that you have some more of that citrus berry poutine around? I know Fennekin would appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Anytime.
At the mention of the poutine, Fennekin sort of like pops her head up and does the kitty, open mouth but not actually making any noise thing, basically indicating, food go here.
So, you guys want to do your downtime actions here or back at base?
Sure, I'll take the recovery action for both Lux and Fennekin. And since what we're doing now is that just taking the recovery action drops every injury down 1 level, that actually makes all of Lux's wounds disappear, and Fennekin's 1 level 1 harm goes away. Her 2 level 2s drop down to level 1s, so I just need to roll to see how much of the level 1s I can clear. And I'm rolling 2d6 because it is based on the proficiency of the person administering the care, and that is a 5, which gives me 2 segments on the 4-segment clock to clear 1 harm, and I'll spend 2 supplies to get that 2 all the way up to a 5 to completely clear out one of Fennekin's injuries.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and try to do some recovery at Team Yell's camp.
Yep, knock all of your wounds down by 1, or injuries down by 1, and then roll.
That's a 2.
Okay, you fill in 1 segment on a 4-take clock, and you can take it up to 2 with 1 supply, 3 with 2, or 5 with 3.
I'll go ahead and just spend 1 supply on this.
Okay, so fill in 2 ticks on the clock instead.
And since I've taken harm since the first time I've done a recovery action, it's just the clock is reset, and I am now just at 2 then, as opposed to the 4.
So does this mean that somewhere in the middle of the night, Chomper's fingers start growing back out of his hand in horrifying fashion?
That is exactly what it means.
They're like little nubs.
Yes, but on the plus side, you can give people the finger with both hands again, even if the second one isn't as showy as the other one.
I'm so excited! I'll be running with a full armory again!
I imagine Richter in the corner looking at you, just like it tilts its head, just giving you that dog look.
Oh, Richter, buddy, there's this cool thing called flipping the bird. It's a good way to express displeasure at a person. I'll teach you it when we get home.
I feel like he's more interested in the fact that it looks like he could bite parts off of you and they'll grow back.
Chopper has now become an emergency food supply.
Oh, God!
I need to relieve stress while at the Team Yell camp.
Roll a die equal to your lowest attribute rating.
Okay, so I go with the lowest?
Yes, the lowest.
Okay, so 2.
Alright, so roll 2 dice, and whichever one's higher, clear that much stress. And let me know if you clear more stress than you actually have.
I got a 2 and a 6, so I cleared 6 stress.
And do you have more than 6 stress?
Nope, I have exactly 6 stress.
Oh, perfect. So tell me who your purveyor at the Team Yell camp is. What is your vice, and who are you seeking to indulge it with?
My vice is loving physical contact, so if there's a Team Yell brothel type deal, well, I would have gone to the bar or something and tried to pick someone up.
I feel like that's pretty easy around here, especially with the reputation you garnered at the campfire.
Also, you were with someone like last night. You could just go back to her, or as a love him and leave him type.
I don't necessarily think he's a love him and leave him type. I mean, if he went to the bar and that same person was there, he would make conversation with her.
Okay. Do any of you want to take your second downtime actions here?
Possibly. I want to advance my search for my next Pokemon.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
That is a 6.
Yeah, so that is a long-term project. How many segments do you have left?
4.
4 left you need to fill?
Yep.
And what were you rolling for that?
I was rolling Sway. The idea being that Team Yell gets around, they've seen different places, they might know where I can find a good Dark-type Pokemon. So I'm rolling Sway to see if I can convince any of them to sort of clue me in on where to go.
You have more than one pip in Sway, right?
Just one.
And do you want to spend a supply to increase that result by 1?
If I can, yeah, absolutely. That would complete the 6-segment clock.
Yeah, so you're talking to Jeffrediah, chatting about leads about possible Pokemon. And one of the bikers runs into camp with an injured Team Yell member slung over his shoulder. He is missing his leg from like halfway down his calf down. Jeffrediah rushes over to the biker, and I assume you go with him as they are tending to this injured team member. And he says, The Grumpig tore right through all of us and our Pokemon. Took some chunks out of it. Almost got a Pokeball to stick. But, and then he passes out.
So Lux hears this, and she's like, fuck it, I've had enough of this thing. And she stands up from where she was kneeling next to the injured Team Yell member and just starts walking into the dark outside of camp. She's deliberately leaving Fennekin behind because she doesn't want to expose her to whatever is up with that Grumpig again. No one sees her until the next morning, where some Team Yell members come upon her. They find her bruised and bleeding from a few cuts. There are bags of exhaustion underneath her eyes, and she's sitting on the carcass of the Grumpig. It doesn't have a mark on it, but it looks like it died in horrible pain. And chittering next to Lux is a Sableye with a huge, bloody-mouthed grin. When the Team Yell members get to them, almost as one, Lux and the Sableye turn to them. Lux doesn't say anything, but the Sableye grins just a little wider, and you hear it go. And that's how Lux got her new team member. And I believe that just leaves Chomper and Azrael to decide what they want to do.
Yes. Do you guys want to do your second actions here or back at home?
Back at home for Chomper.
Yeah, we'll do it back at Delmice Ridge.
Okay, so you make it back without too much trouble. You get several compliments about the new Pokemon that you have acquired. You deposit your newfound possessions with the supply people. I assume you're keeping the Wakizashi and the Keystone, though. So, Azrael and Chomper have one more downtime action each.
Well, Duffy, if you want to go ahead, please do.
Well, all my stress is gone, but I do think I want to get rid of this level 1 harm that I have, so I'll heal.
Okay, great. You check in on Nurse Joy. She put some band-aids on your boo-boos.
My busted nose from getting in a fight ring. Yep.
Yes, quite. And Chomper, what did you want to do?
I'll go ahead and relieve some of the stress I have. I'm currently at 6. I'll just sort of sit in my cave, my little grotto, and just sort of California dreaming, nibble on some mushrooms, and maybe talk to the nubs that are sort of growing back on my left hand.
Very nice. So you remember how I said you calculate the thing?
All right. That's a 6. I am completely stress-free now.
All right. Yep. You get rid of all your stress.
I think Lux loaned you one of her players, and you managed to increase the experience by not only taking some shrooms, you were also listening to Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon isn't good for shrooms, it's more for us. Alright, so after you get back, you go to meet Ginormous. He's standing towards the top of the base, looking out over the mazes. Yeah, you approach him. What do you say about how the thing went?
It went as well as could be expected. We got some Pokeballs to use to capture anything that we come across. We brought back some good supplies. Chomper managed to get his own Pokemon, and I've got a new teammate. And Lux is going to pat her belt where she has finally used the slots in there for Pokeballs. One for the new Sableye and one for Fennekin, which she used the Pokeball to get Fennekin into it, but Fennekin does not like hanging out in there, so she is just, walking along beside us.
Well, that's good to hear. You, find anything else interesting?
One or two tidbits. We found a, old museum full of stuff.
See, Azrael's got himself a swanky new sword there.
I couldn't resist.
Nor should you have, my friend, nor should you have.
I saw it in the window and I just had to have it.
So I broke the window.
Museum, you say? That, sounds interesting. Yeah, I think Mom mentioned something about the museum. He looks introspective for a second. Didn't happen to see anything else in there, did you?
At the Pokeball factory, there was another mutant, kind of like me, except I guess this guy had lost his mind. He was, according to Lux, he was apparently fused with a Porygon or had their genes integrated into him somehow, but we had to put him down. Aside from that, I think Lux would be better suited to telling you.
Sorry to hear that, and he claps you on the shoulder.
It would appear that whatever my father is doing, he's getting better at producing mutants. Aside from that, the only other thing that I was able to find was a little something related to Mega Evolution.
Yeah, so you say that about finding something related to Mega Evolution. He gets very, very still. Roll read for me real quick. Lux. 4. Okay, yeah, you are not sure how to parse that, so you keep on talking.
Well, there was a big display there. He was talking about Mega Evolution, Z moves from Alola, Galar particles from Galar, the stuff that lets Pokemon Dynamax.
And did you bring anything back from this exhibit?
From that exhibit, no. But in the atrium, there was a something on loan from Kalos, a keystone. If we can find a Mega Stone, we could Mega Evolve a Pokemon. As a matter of fact, she taps the Pokeball with the Sableye in it. We've already got one of the components we need, a Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving.
May I see the keystone?
Lux reaches into her bag and pulls out the stone to show to Ginormous, keeping a grip on it.
Ginormous takes it from you, and if you try to keep it, he's going to take it from you by force, and then he's going to throw it until there's a little ding, Team Rocket style, as it disappears into the sky. If you ever find another one of those, or a Mega Stone, or a Z-Ring, or anything along those lines, bury it in the desert and hope it stays buried, okay?
Whatever Ginormous's problem with Mega Evolution may be, I find it difficult to care very much at the moment. You see, I know that helmet very well. I was the one who brought it into the archives of the university. I was the one who signed off on allowing it to be temporarily housed in a museum in the region of La Sarega. I know when it is due to be shipped there. I know how long it is supposed to be there. I know when the world ends. Either way, I would like to thank Monstercat for providing the music used in this episode. You can check them out at monstercat.com, where all the music used in this episode is available for royalty-free licensing. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it will make it easier for other researchers to find us and aid us in building a timeline of the forthcoming apocalypse. If you would like to support this podcast and My Flight from Justice, you can do so at patreon.com/Pokemon Primeval, where you will find membership levels offering all sorts of benefits, including altering the space-time continuum so that you too survive the apocalypse and even show up in our recordings, and even having Arceus GM a game session for you and your friends. Goodbye for now, and I will see you next time on Apocalypse Now, where our story continues.
Oh my god, that's adorable!
Yeah, you just looked up the Gibble beta.
Oh, it's like a little grumpy ball of char.
Oh, it's so cute. It looks so grumpy, too.
It is extremely grumpy. Oh, that's very good. No, I'm saving that. That's gonna be its own ass thing.
He's going to be the one perfect Pokemon in this world.
Yeah, shoot some circles. Circles can probably break glass.